What's up everyone, welcome back to Big Details. My name is Danny. Today we are working on something you're not accustomed to seeing on my channel. This is an Infinity G37 and I'm working at Corporate Customs with my buddy Angel for the day. So we are doing a full wet sand and buff on this. As you can see, we're pretty wet sanded this half of the vehicle. So I'm going to take you to the other side, show you what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Before I go out of my way explaining how I correct orange peel, I'd like to explain what orange peel is. So when a vehicle is freshly painted, whether it's straight from the factory or repaint, you can kind of see a waviness to the paint if you're staring at the light, and it resembles the peel of an actual orange, so that is what they call orange peel. Just so you can see it better, I did a light sand over here. So when you wet sand it or just sand it, you will see there's different spotting areas, so it kind of looks like a leopard skin. To remove the orange peel, you have to sand down until all this area is completely smooth. So for the process that I'm using a 2000 grit DA. I'm just sanding it down, and then once we complete the sanding and the area is smooth, then we will polish it. So after sanding a bit, you can see that this area is more or less leveled out already, and there won't be any orange peel here once we sand. These lights help a lot to check where the orange peel still is, because you will see reflection, you'll see all the shining. And then also you can see little fish eyes of just areas that may have had dirt fall in them while the clear was on there. So in that case, you just get your dual action rotary. And then you get your rag just to see, you can inspect your work. And that little high spot that we just had in this area is gone. I still have this, and then of course I need to level all this out, but this is more or less a leveled area. So once we do hit it with a wool pad with the heavy cut and then a polish, you will not see any more orange peel. So you can see this area is smooth. For the sake of this detail, we're only doing a 2000 grit dry sand on the whole vehicle, and then we're doing the two-step correction. But you can see it's smooth. There's no more leopard print like there is right here. You always want to avoid using your machine close to edges, only because you might burn through it, as they're easier to burn, and then you'd have to repaint it. When you're moving on to your next fender, you see all this extra dust and leftover from what you were doing over here. You want to get a wet rag, and you just want to make sure you have a clean area to work with, because if there's any dirt and you put that sander on there, it'll just pigtail it and it'll make a huge mess and just scratch your paint a lot more. And now we're just going to dry the area before we get to sanding. Now that the majority of the vehicle has been sanded, I'm moving on to the hood. So I put a piece of tape down the middle of the hood for you guys, so I can do a sand, heavy cut, and polish to show you the difference of the orange peel compared to the side without the orange peel, so you can truly understand what we're removing. Luckily the hood does not have that much orange peel, but if we focus on my lights, you can see a sort of wave to it, and you can see the orange peel effect. So now I'm going to wet sand this side and go with polishing so you guys can truly see what it looks like. So the 2000 grit dry sand has been complete. There is no more orange peel. We have the clear leveled out. So now it's time to bring out my rotary and my wool and polish this half of the hood. So before we begin, I just got a fresh wool pad. I put on my 3D Car Care 500, which is designed for wool. This will be a little bit messy right now just because it is the first time we are using this wool pad, so there will be wool everywhere, but here we go. So we just completed our pass with the rotary and the wool pad with the heavy cut compound. And it's starting to look like glass already. You don't see any orange peel. You can see the lights look crystal clear. And we do not have any orange peel. Time to just buff the heavy cut with our DA and our polishing pad. Now we begin our favorite part, to see what's under all this compound. See if we have to give it another pass or not. But right now, we're looking really good. Don't see anything I missed. Here I'll show you the direct side-by-side of the wet sanded versus an untouched side. If you stare at the light, you will see the waves and the orange peel in the paint compared to this side, which there's no waves, no blemishes. Looks like a mirror. Lights don't lie to you. We are done with our first night of detailing. As you can see, this is the area that received the full sand and the two-step correction with the wool pad and the polish. And then this is what the rest of the vehicle currently looks like. We did a whole sand all the way around except the unpainted areas, which were the roof and the trunk lid. But we'll be back tomorrow to polish everything out and make everything look like glass. So have a good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Welcome back for night 2 on this detail. We just finished doing the paint correction on this half of the hood. You remember we did this side yesterday. Now we moved over to this side. So we are going to be working our way around the vehicle and get it all ready to go. What's up, everyone? It is day 2 on the G37 detail. I already started, finished the hood, finished one fender. Now I'll be working my way around the rest of the vehicle. So stay tuned. I'll hit you with the time lapse just so you can check out my work. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We finished the hood as well as this half of the vehicle. We are working our way to the back. We have the rear bumper, then we're gonna work our way around the other side of the vehicle and then finish off with the front bumper, and that'll conclude the wet sanded portions of the vehicle. Then we'll just do a heavy cut and polish as well on the roof as well as the trunk lid. Those items did not get wet sanded because they did not get painted. So we'll just do a normal 2-step correction and clean the vehicle and leave it ready for the customer. A super important tip I wanted to share. Doesn't matter how great the panel looks, even if you have good lighting on there, you have to bring out your inspection light. So after you do your polishing, you might think, oh, I'm done, this looks great. But then this will show you all your defects. So right here you can see from that rotary sander all the marks. So I'll go back with my heavy cut and polish in order to make this area perfect. Night 2 is in the books on this G37 detail. We were able to do the full paint correction all the way around except for the bumper, roof, and trunk lid. So stay tuned for day 3 and we'll get this done. So everything that has been repainted has been wet sanded and polished. So now we're gonna work on to the trunk lid as well as the roof. These 2 areas were not repainted. Therefore, we didn't have to remove any wet sand. So now I'm gonna do a 2-step correction and make this trunk lid look great again. What's up everyone? Day 3 on this detail. Got a little ahead of myself, ended up polishing the roof, the trunk lid, front bumper, and then we resanded the rear bumper and polished it. Wasn't showing much. It's been such a busy week, been super busy. Shout out to Southern Squares. Ran out of shirts, so got my comfiest shop shirt. And no, we're pretty much done. Gonna do a couple touch-ups on some areas I left yellow tape on just so I could go back, repolish, and then I'll be washing the whole vehicle and leaving it ready. Alright, so now that the vehicle has been completely sanded and 2-step paint corrected, we're going to move over into a wash. Just because I was using wool, I had just all the wool flinging everywhere, compound. This is very chalky, so it's not going to be one of those washes that you're used to seeing. I'll be using just a normal hose, 2-step bucket method, just to get everything off. I'll put it back inside. Any compound I see on seals, I'll be taking it off. Just a very basic cleanse. Now that the vehicle is clean, we brought it inside the shop and you can see me using a air hose with compressed air, and we're just drying the vehicle like that to avoid any scratching. Here's first look. Still need to do a couple last touch-ups. We have some swirls in this area, normal in the ridges because it can be hard to get in there. Same as over here. Anywhere there's tape, but the gloss on this vehicle looks so good. No orange peel anymore. Let's look at that PPG sign off the reflection. Amazing. So let me do these last minor touch-ups and we are ready to go. For next work, we have completed this G37. As you saw, we did a 2000 grit dry sand and then did a heavy coat with our wool and then worked to our foam pad and did a polish. So after that, we washed the whole vehicle, came out with my inspection light, checked all the panels, make sure everything looked good, everything looks perfect. So let me take you around so you can check out my work. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you have any tips, tricks, or pointers, please feel free to comment below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.